Can you
Hey,
hear?
see you. Okay, I did this right.
Volume? I can't hear you anymore.
You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
Okay, I can hear you just fine. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Life is great.
Good. So I'm gonna start this off. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tequila Stewart. I have on the call with my famous brother, Dora Wright. This is
Yo, thank you. Thank you. It's an honor as well.
So people that know me, know that I am into real estate. But as you know, we've been talking over the past couple weeks, and we are you've introduced me to some new things. And one of the things that came up in our conversation about what is going on is how to move forward. So first, I want you to introduce yourself as to what it is that you do, and then we're gonna move forward with the conversation that we plan to talk about this evening.
Okay, so my name is Dora Wright. And in my journey, I found out that a lot of people don't know a lot of information when it comes to building business credit, building a business period, different ways to build their wealth. A lot of people only have one source of income coming in, and the way to survive is you have to have multiple incomes. So I created DRW Growth Academy, which is a 12-month membership program, and it's gonna go even further. But each month is just different content to help people understand that they need to grow and ways to grow themselves. Period. And also with that, I created DRW Funding, where I help people learn how to build business credit and also help them get funding to grow their existing business.
Okay. So I am a new member of DRW Growth Academy.
Woo, woo.
And one of the things that came up in topic for our conversation was mindset, because I have started a business. I have an LLC. I've actually even jumped out there to start the whole entrepreneurial lifestyle. And one of the things that I think has to be talked about a lot is mindset, and even getting to the business of being an entrepreneur. Because you can start a business, but with the right mind, without the right mindset, that business can fail immediately because of lack of belief or not having the right people around you. And I want to talk with you about specifically about your mindset. And then I want to give some feedback on my mindset of where I was 5 years ago compared to where I am now, and the journey of how far I believe I still have to go, because I think it's a constant, it's a daily workout to shift your mindset to be where it needs to be. So I want to talk about a little bit about your mindset. You have a very motivating background story, and I want to know how you was able to shift your mindset to come from where you came from in your past to be sitting where you are right now, and knowing that you have the multiple businesses that you have.
Well, I wanna say mindset is very important. I mean, like I think about this every day for myself. Like I'm constantly learning. I can never stop learning. I'm gonna always keep learning. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pay every year just to keep learning. I want my brain to keep expanding. But I want to say this. I was at a point where what I knew was the streets. That's all I knew. I knew the streets. I knew how to get money. I knew how to stack money. And I thought maybe that was my ticket to success. But to come find out is the world is built, the United States, I'm going to say, the United States is built on debt. So once I learned the difference between poor debt and good debt, I had something there. Like wow, like okay, I can use people's money to go and buy something that's gonna make more money and then pay the people back that I borrowed the money from, which was something great because like if you think about it, if you really think about it, it's where mindset comes to open up for us. If you think about how like for example, whatever field you in, if somebody confront that to you and teach you how to go about getting rid of whatever that is, if it's a product, whether it's skill, it don't matter. If somebody could teach you how to help somebody else get rid of that, then you know what I'm saying, you can keep making, you can keep making, you can keep making. And you showing the people that's fronting you, they're gonna keep fronting you whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? So like once I understood that, my mindset started to change because like I always thought like uh I could do it on my own. I could do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And I need help. I need help. I can't do it on my own. Can't nobody do it on their own. You're gonna need help from somebody. So it's all about changing my mindset. Like even with my family, you know what I'm saying? Instead of having fun all the time, I had to focus on changing. If I'm gonna be a family man, I have to change and understand that I can't go out all the time. I can't party all the time. I can't have fun all the time. Having fun all the time is just in the way. You know what I'm saying? It's come to mindset. Is I'm gonna make my wife and my kids upset because I'm never here because I want to think about myself and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a lot of things when it comes to mindset that I could talk about and keep talking about. But at the end of the day, I have to choose what is important to me to change my mindset. So
let me ask you something. I'm coming from somewhere where I work a 9 to 5, which is really not a 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is your typical 8-hour day, but my day starts at 4:45, and my day doesn't end from work until about 6:37. So I always say I work a 12 to 13-hour day. I don't work 8 hours, right? So coming from somebody who has the employee mindset, which has been compared to having a fixed mindset as well, who's trying to shift and transition themselves to a growth mindset. I find it that you can become very frustrated because you're so used and comfortable with getting that check every week or every 2 weeks. You become dependent on that check, and trying to go into the entrepreneur world is a risk. And that fear is huge. And how do you lessen that fear when you're trying to do this transition successfully?
we all have fear. Fear is going to be there regardless, but it's how you handle that fear. Risk, we all going to have risk, but it's how you handle that risk. So, okay, let's say we work a job. We work a job, right? Now, how, when it comes to mindset again, how can we change to better ourselves? We want more, but we scared to go get more. So how do we change that? And that's when you do something part-time. You think about this, how many hours do we have in a day? We add up the commute and how many hours we work a day, how many hours we're gonna spend with our kids, and we have that downtime. We can at least have 1 to 2 hours where we put into ourselves to better ourselves because we know we want something better for ourselves. So why not put in or make that time? It don't even have to be 7 days a week. It can be 2 or 3 days a week that you put a couple hours into learning or studying something else and putting forth action. I mean, really putting forth action, because a lot of people can talk it, but they not walking it. So my suggestion would be take some time, figure it out, and put that change into whatever you want to do. Whether it's if you want to start another business, now you got to surround yourself around people that's doing or successful at business. If you communicate with them, imagine if you communicate with this person 1 hour out of the week, and then you spend some time doing something else out of the week to, better your life. How can you not make time for that? You know what I'm saying? You saying you want something different, but why not go out and make that time to do something different? So back to fear. You know what I'm saying? You should be scared if you work in that job and you get fired. You should be scared of working that job and that happens. So I mean, what are you gonna do if in case that happens? You have to plan for things. So it's like we have to grow out of that fear and just jump out of the box and figure something else out. I guarantee you it's going to be worth it in the end.
So one of the things that I did to help reduce that fear factor that I had going on. About 5 years ago, I started investing into my own education, and I started doing things. I started reading. The first book I picked up was Think Rich and Think and Grow Rich, right? Robert Kiyosaki. I think he's phenomenal, but that was my first step into shifting my mindset. And I still struggle with mindset daily because it's so easy to revert back to what you know.
You hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. When you said think and grow rich, that I don't think that was Robert.
That was Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Sorry.
Oh, okay, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
But Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad, Poor Dad was the first two books I read, but I got my authors mixed up. My bad. But you're right. But it was Robert Kiyosaki for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And but I had to. That was my first step into transitioning my mindset, right? But then it's so hard because usually one thing that I learned is that you make as much as your top 5 closest people, right? So if your top 5 closest people was in the range of making 55 to 60,000 a year, you probably somewhere in that range of making that same 55 to 60,000, right? It's so hard to pull away and find yourself a new set of people to be around that has a different mindset that can offer you something else, something more, something new, and can teach you something different. So how did you come about being involved in those type of groups where you were able to be around people that were millionaires or business-minded people? How did you do that?
So my whole goal was to get in real estate. I went to a Robert Kiyosaki real estate program that he had going on. And when I went there, my first ever type of event. So when I went there, I was shy, scared to talk to people, didn't really know nobody. So I was cooped in the corner type of thing. But after listening to him, I'm like, yeah, that sound like I can do this. And they hit us with the price of 15, 20,000 to be at the top level program we get in. I'm like, $20,000? I can't afford that. Like, how am I gonna be able to pay for that? So, but they had some financial people that helped you get a loan if you had good credit to pay for his program.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, let me see how much I can get. Like I don't know too much about how my credit is or whatever, but I know it ain't too bad. So they say you can get $4,000. I said, I can't do nothing with $4,000. I can't pay for his course. I can't even buy like maybe some advice because the cheapest thing is probably $10,000. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. I started thinking. That's where mindset come in. So I'm like, can I get this $4,000 for myself if I wanted to and I can do anything with it? They like, yeah. So I'm like, cool. Okay. $4,000. I was learning about the crypto market, right? Mm-hmm. So I take the $4,000 and put it in the crypto market, and next thing I know, it turned up. So it doubled. So I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I came here and got something out of the program. So I'm like, maybe if I go to another one, maybe I might get something out of the next one. So I end up going to the next one. Now people starting to come and talk to me the more events that I go to, but I went to the next one. So somebody come talking to me, made friends or whatever. I end up we still friends to this day. And we was able to talk about a mastermind group that I could join. So I'm like, how much is this mastermind group? So they told me about the price or whatever. And I'm like, I can't afford that right now because I'm still working on paying off my debt that I have now. But maybe in the future, I'll be able to join it. But to make a long story short, I was able to, every time I go to an event, I'm meeting different people and they hipping me the game, or maybe they was taking a liking into my character and just telling me about information I didn't know. So as I'm learning, I'm taking something back home every time I go to an event. Mm-hmm. So networking and networking and networking helped me to grow faster than what I thought I could do on my own.
So it sounds like if I was someone new to this, it sounds like that you need a lot of free time to network.
Well, you actually don't need a lot of free time. You make a decision, and we come back to mindset. you make a decision to give up some of that fun time to learn and you can still have fun going to meet new people and seek out new opportunities. But the thing is, when the opportunity presents itself, are you ready? Are you ready for that opportunity? Or are you standing in line for Jordans or anything that costs money? Are you ready for that? Or are you ready for an opportunity to grow and build for your family? That's what I would get at. I don't want to have fun. I want to build something for my family. So I focus my time on growing more than having fun or things that take up my time that's really not getting me nowhere in life.
So I think one of the most important things you said some very important things, but one of the most important things that you said on this podcast or on this conversation right here was, are you ready? And I think that that's the question that every person has to ask themselves when they're getting ready to do anything. Particularly when you're dealing with mindset, is you have to ask yourself, are you ready for the change? Because change can be very resistant. You can be resistant to change because it takes you completely out of your comfortability. And that's what the mindset shift does. That's the problem, is that it's taking you away from something you've been so used to for so long. And now you're entering this new world where you don't know anyone and you don't know how things go. And you're learning as you go. You don't have anyone holding your hand. See, for me, I want to touch on the fact that it's easy for me to go to work. Even if my job itself may not be easy, it's easy for me to go to work. I know what time I have to be there. I know exactly how to get there. I have an idea of what it is I'm going to be doing once I'm there. I know what time I get off, and I know how I'm getting home. When I jumped into learning about real estate and becoming an investor, I was winging it. No one told me, yo, you need to show up at 8:00 and we're going to do A, B, and C. I was kind of all over the place, and then you become frustrated. And then doubt, fear, and all those other things start to creep up in you because you don't have anyone holding your hand as opposed to working a job. And then, I know with this job over here, I'm going to get paid when I show up. Over here, I may lose out on a little money that I done invested, and I may lose out on it. So one of the things I wanted for you to touch on is, how do you keep at it? What do you do daily to set yourself up for the risk, or telling yourself that you're going to be able to do this? Because I feel like investing in your mindset is the same as bathing. You have to do this daily, right? You have to bathe daily to be fresh. So you have to invest in your mindset daily. And what are some of the tips that you would give people to do that?
Study. Whatever you want to do, I would say study. Make the time to put in that work to study. If you want to be a person that go talk on stage, you have to practice to be able to go on stage and talk. You have to practice this, whether you got to get in front of your family and tell me what you think and then go at it. For me to get on camera, I was scared to get on camera and talk. I didn't want to get on no camera and talk. I like being in the corner making money. I don't want to get on no camera and talk because I feel like some of the words might come out of my mouth might be mistakes. But the more that I do this, the better I get. So the more you do things, the better you will get. You have to ask yourself, why? Why do you want to do whatever you're doing? My why is because I have kids. I have kids that I want to show them that Daddy is doing this. Daddy can make anything possible for you guys. I want you to know, my dream is for you guys to take over whatever business that I have if you want to. If you want to go to college, you can do that too without getting in debt. I want you guys to understand, my why is so powerful for me, man. I have triplets, man. I love them to death, even though I have more kids than that. But my triplets makes my day every day I wake up. They come in and say, Dad, what are you doing? Wake up. It's time to go to school. Stuff like that I love. So the person had to ask themselves, what is important? What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? And a lot of things in life, you got to figure out what's more important and what matters. So like the person that has that fear or they don't know how, it's because you don't know something. It's something you don't know that you're missing out on that you need to learn. That way, that will help you boost over and really head in that direction you need to go. Because if I tell you I have a system step by step, all you have to do is put in the work and follow it, and you will gain success within a year. A lot of people don't want to put in the work. That's the main problem. A lot of people don't want to put in the work. You want to stay in your comfort zone, and don't want to really put in the work. And every day I have to put in work every day. If I don't put in work, I don't have no success. When I have to talk to traders about why are they losing when they are trading my money, they have to answer to these things, because I want to know like what's going on. Or if I'm having to trade a coin on cryptocurrency, I have to put in the work. If they telling me, well, if you don't switch out these coins, they're gonna be no good. I have to put in the work to change out them coins and send them to another brokerage account or something like that. You have to put in work. That's point blank, man. People want success. It's not easy. You have to put in work every day. I don't care if it's an hour a day. You have to put in the work. You can still work your job and everything, but create something that's yours. You know what I'm saying? Or at least help somebody create something that's gonna help you eat better. You know what I'm saying? And eventually you can have your own, but you got to figure that out.
Wow. I think this was I think this was amazing. I feel like we could talk about mindset for hours because there's so much that can go into mindset. There's so many different topics that you can touch on that requires a mindset shift in order to be successful at it. But what you have given is gold, and I think that you dropped a lot of nuggets, a lot of advice, and I just want to share with people that mindset isn't easy. Is the shifting of mindset isn't easy, but it is attainable, and you can do it. And you can be better at it. You can make yourself believe whatever it is you want to believe, and you can do whatever it is you want to do. But in the words of Dora Wright Jr. over here, you have to put in the work. If you don't have hustle behind that belief, it won't do anything. Faith without work is dead, right? So so at the end of the day, I want to wrap this up because we're gonna have many more of these, I'm sure. And mindset is definitely gonna be a topic of discussion that we're gonna touch on multiple times. But this right here, I think is a good place to leave it. Ask yourself before you leave today is, are you ready? And if you are, and you tell yourself that you're ready to study and be prepared to put in the work behind whatever it is you learn and what to do. But first, find your why. Why are you doing it? Why are you ready? Because the stronger your why, the stronger your belief, the harder your work system will be. So thank you. I want to thank you for your time, because I know you're a busy man over there.
Hey, we gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep rocking and rolling, having fun, just giving people what they need to hear.
You want to leave the people with anything, please do so. But if not, check us out again because we're coming back to y'all, I promise.
That's right.
Okay, I start recording. Can you see me? Oh, wait.
I see a picture of another woman.